Today is another day on careers in teaching in international schools. Today I'm going to be covering lesson 1 of module 1, and this one is on an introduction to the international education. So we've said a lot about international curriculum, or what exactly is international education. So international education is education that is catered for students whose parents move a lot from one country to another. Maybe move a lot in the sense of stay in one country for maybe 4 years, then move again to a different country. So they are constantly relocating, and therefore this international education caters a lot, or it's a kind of international, education that transcends national borders. That it doesn't matter where you go, the education will be available for you. The international curriculum is what is usually offered in international schools, and it primarily focuses on, mainly, I'm not saying for everybody, just mainly on expatriate families. It's international business executive, foreign embassies, or staff in foreign embassies, or anyone who can afford it. So it's quite open to everybody. Nothing fun, nothing very different to your normal way a student will learn, but really captures the fact that we will have families that are keeping on moving from one country to the next. That's what the international education is all about. Currently, there are 8,000 international schools. That just gives you a great idea, or an idea of how wide international education is, and how entrenched and how sort of long it has been around to establish 8,000 schools all over the world, from China to Mexico to Spain. International education is a curriculum that is well accepted, catering for over 4 million students and offering job employment to over 400,000 teachers, not even counting the support staff within those schools. So in a sense, it's an education system that offers a lot of employment to a lot of people. Predominantly, the students who are catered for in international education usually are hosted by the country. So they're not really moving every day, but already they're established or settled in those countries for a short period of time, maybe 4 years, 5 years. And so, but it is also estimated that in the next 10 years, international education is going to grow and double what it is today. In terms of employment, that's a good thing, because it will offer a lot of opportunities for people to get jobs, and at the same time offer and spread these opportunities to even more students in different countries in the world. What is international education, and how did we actually end up with international curriculum? Now, international curriculum is a national curriculum, a curriculum developed by a country, and then that country decides to remodel it and offer it to the world. That's all what international curriculum is. Because we have students who are living in a certain country. For example, a student is learning, is using the British curriculum, and then they decide, or the parents decide, to move away from the UK or United Kingdom, and they move on to something like a place like Egypt. The children will need a curriculum that they understand, that they find easy to integrate with, easy to continue. And so it is just a national curriculum of a country that has been redeveloped to provide similar experiences to students in another country. That's in short what international curriculum is. And a good example is the British curriculum, American curriculum, and the IB curriculum. These are the biggest, would call them the biggest curricula that you'll find in the world today, or internationally accepted in the world. So this curricula actually offers opportunities for students all the way from primary to secondary schools. And so it caters for students at all levels. What is the purpose of this international curriculum? Why did they come up with this? What was the need? So one of the needs was, which was critical, was to provide continuity for students whose parents were relocating from one country to the next. Looking at the level of globalization that's taking place, it's becoming easier and easier for parents to get jobs in different countries. And so, in short, it will mean movement for families after every maybe 5 years or so. And therefore, there was a need to have a curriculum that will help the students continue with their schooling without a lot of stress. Also, the international curriculum is a curriculum that provides an alternative for parents. Now, keeping in mind that most countries have a national system or national curriculum that they have developed. The curricula is developed based on the interests of the country. And there you may find in certain situations that a parent may feel that the interests that they have go beyond the national interest. And so they need an alternative. And so the international curriculum provides an alternative. Parents who are seeking different pathways for their children. And then lastly, international curriculum was developed to prepare or develop a mindset, a globally minded learner, because of, again, the globalization taking place. There's need to have learners who can interact with all cultures comfortably, who are able to stay in an international environment or a global environment and still be able to transact and understand each and every person in those environments. We're in a situation where someone in Africa decides to go and live in China and do business in China. Somebody from China coming to Kenya, coming to Egypt, coming to South Africa, coming to the UK, coming to the US. They needed to have a global mind already prepared so that it becomes an easy transition for them. So international curriculum really offers all these opportunities for learners to prepare themselves for such. Bill Gates once said the internet is becoming the town square for the global village of tomorrow. And thank you for listening.